Hello guys, today we are going to talk about using the percent proportion to solve percent questions. So I've made a little bit of a presentation to go along with some word problems. So Harper got a 46 out of 50 questions correct on her test. Correct. What is her score? We're, assuming it's a test. I guess I forgot to type the word test there. So first thing we want to do is use percent proportion. We need to know the part, the whole, the percent. So we know that the part that she got correct is 46. We know the whole test had 50. And so we're looking for the percent. So if I use a percent proportion, I can set it up like this, substituting 46 for the part, 50 for the whole, and X for the percent. So at this point, I have several ways to solve this. I personally like to kind of think about my constants of proportionality or my scales. So here I can go from 50 to 100 by multiplying by 2. So I'm just going to do 46 times 2. And whenever I do 46 multiplied by 2, I get 92. And so that means that she made 92% on her test. And you do need to make sure you understand that all test grades are out of 100. Just like all percentages are out of 100. So when we assign the grade, we could say it was a 46 out of 50, but to make that make more sense, we always say that it's 92 out of 100. So that score is a percentage grade. Here's another question. Wyatt scored an 86 on his test. If there are 50 questions, how many did he miss? So we need to look at this. How many did he miss? So let's first set it up to solve for how many he got correct on there. There is we could set it up differently here. So we know there's 50 questions on the test. That's the whole. We know that he got 86% correct. So here we can use the 86%, but you need to understand that's solving for the part he got correct. So we're going to have to go back to this concept of missed. If we wanted to, we could use 14% here because we know that we want to get up to 100%, and then that would take us directly to the amount that he missed, the part he missed. But I'm going to approach this just to figure out how many questions he got correct and then go from there. So here it is set up. I put the percentage over 100 and the 50 is the whole. So that means that we can cross multiply. Here, if I multiply 50 by 2 to get to 100, what I would do is do 100 divided by 2 to get to 50. So I can also do 86 divided by 2 to get to my X. So that means he got 43 correct. That is 43 questions correct out of 50, but that still doesn't answer my question. How many did he miss? So I need to figure out, well, what is 50 minus 43? And that is 7, that he missed 7 questions. And again, you could have over here realized that this could have been 14, and then the answer to solving your proportion could have been 7. I personally don't necessarily like the cross multiply divide method for solving proportions. I always try to look for that constant of proportionality. Okay, so if Dylan got 48 questions correct and made a 96 on the test, how many questions are on the test? Now, in consideration of the other questions, I'm pretty sure you can probably do this one in your head, but let's set it up anyway. So here we are again, part over whole equals percent over 100. So let's analyze this and see that 48 is the part he got correct. 96 is his percentage. So this time we're looking for the whole thing. So here, how do I get from 96 to 48? I divide by 2. So how do I get from 100 to X? I'm going to also divide by 2, and I get that there were 50 questions on the test. Another thing, the percent proportion, will come back to this. A lot of times, whenever it's just in a word problem, this can be considered is over of equals percent over 100. Generally speaking, the part is near the word is, and the whole is near the word of. And if you don't have a problem with this a number with this percentage symbol behind it, you know you are looking for the percent. So here's the one that changes things up a little bit. If $14 is a 20% savings, what is the original price? So if you know you're saving a $14 chunk, but you want to know what was that $14 chunk from. Again, let's set this up. Part over whole equals percent over 100. So we know that we're saving a chunk of $14. We don't know what that chunk is from, so we're looking for the whole thing. We do know our percentage is 20, and then we know that that's going to go over the 100. The 100 is not changing. So I'm going to put 14 over, I should have put an X there. I kind of gave away the answer. 14 over X equals 20 over 100. So X is $70. To me, the easiest way to think about this one is actually finding a constant within the fraction itself. How do I get from 20 to 100? How do I get from 20% to 100%? I multiply by 5. So I'm going to multiply 14 by 5 to get to the $70 that this item originally cost. Another thing that you could do is you could kind of draw yourself a picture over here and say, well, that's a laser pointer. That is not a pen. So you could say, okay, well, if 20, I'm sorry, I'm really bad at this, equals 14, you could just keep doing that until you get to your 100%. And you know you're going to have to write 20 equals 14 5 times, and then add up your 14s and add up your 20 so that you know that 100% was $70. So let's go back down here and let's go to that next question. So a store charges $45 for a shirt. This represents 180% of what they paid for the shirt. So the store's price represents 180%. So you have to understand that first. How much did the store pay for the shirt? So again, part over whole equals percent over 100. The part here is the 45. 45 represents a 180% chunk. So we're going to have to look for the whole. And we should realize that in this case, 100% is less than 180%. So this X is also going to be less. For this one, again, we could cross multiply and divide, but I like to see that to get from 100 to 180, I simply multiply by 1.8, right? So to get from here to there, I also multiply by 1.8. But I don't know what to multiply by 1.8. So what do I do with the 45 and the 1 8/10? What I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, well, I know that I multiplied to get that 45. So the opposite of multiplication is division. So I'm going to divide by 1 8/10. And those scale factors are always pretty easy to get. You can just say 45 over 180 equals X over 100. That's another way to set this up. And so the price that the place paid for the shirt is $25. So they marked it up to $45 to make some profit. So X is $25.